One thing stands out from this Punch report. Nigeria has not been proactive enough in securing the forests. We have not been proactive enough. And it's unfortunate that it appears we had to get to this point before we started treating the issue with the urgency it deserves. Remember, kidnappings linked to forest corridors did not start with Oyo State. For a long time, we have heard stories, particularly in the north, of terrorists and bandits operating from the forest. Even in the south, travelers have been abducted from highways and taken into nearby forests. Some of them make use of the bad roads and waylay travelers on the roads and subsequently take them into the forest. There have been repeated calls over the years to properly secure forest areas, comb those forests and flush out the criminal elements. Some of these conversations even happened during under the former president Muhammadu Buhari. I remember suggestions at the time were quite rife, but somehow the issue never received the level of attention it required. Perhaps what's making the Oyo incident particularly emotional is that people are now seeing videos of victims crying, pleading and appealing for help. And you've had protests, you have had people pleading with the federal government on social media. And on Children's Day, a number of persons had to plead to the federal government to speed up actions to release those people. So when Punch reports that states are now rushing to deploy forest guards, the question is, why did it take this long? Why did it take this long? Now let's look at the numbers. Remember that the federal government graduated about 7,000 forest guards last year, December. The long-term target, according to earlier reports, is about 130,000 forest guards nationwide, with each state expected to at least recruit not less than between 2,000 to 5,000 forest guards. At the initial stage, 7 states were selected as pilot states. States like Borno, Sokoto, Yobe, Adamawa, Niger, Kwara, and Kebbi. Now, because insecurity continues to spread, more states appear to be buying into the initiative, which is what the Punch is focusing on. The recruits are expected to come from local communities. They will undergo training and then be deployed into forest areas. But when you compare the current figures with the overall target of 130,000 forest guards, we're still nowhere near where we need to be. Take Kebbi, for example. Kebbi was one of the pilot states, yet this report says it has deployed 819 newly trained forest guards. That could be in addition to the earlier recruitment in December. Now that sounds significant until you remember that the federal government had earlier projected between 2,000 and 5,000 forest guards per state. Only Kwara has recruited about 3,300 forest guards. And you have to even ask, what's the result? Because despite that, Kwara has come under intense attack.